Once upon a time, in a peaceful little village in India, there was a young man named Hamu. Hamu was known for his diligent lifestyle and relentless pursuit of personal desires. He worked tirelessly to accumulate wealth, dedicating most of his time to seeking material pleasures. He was famous in the village not only for his hard work, but also for his extravagant lifestyle, entangled in numerous romantic relationships and marked by a lack of responsibility. The Buddha had never crossed his mind. He paid little attention to ethics or spirituality. One day, as the sun cast its gentle rays upon the village streets, Hamu was strolling when he happened to come across a crowd gathered around a sage. The sage was none other than Gautama Buddha, whom Hamu had heard of but had never truly listened to. This time, curiosity and a peculiar inner prompting led him to stop, wanting to understand more about the Buddha's teachings. The Buddha was teaching about the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, the fundamental principles of Buddhism. He explained the nature of suffering, dukkha, the origin of suffering, samudaya, the cessation of suffering, nirodha, and the path leading to the cessation of suffering, magga. The Buddha pointed out that suffering is not merely a lack of material wealth, but also an absence of spiritual fulfillment and inner satisfaction. He also emphasized that our actions affect not only this life, but also future lives, creating karma according to our deeds. Hamu was captivated by the Buddha's teachings and decided to listen more closely. When the sermon ended, the Buddha noticed Hamu in the crowd and saw the seeking look in his eyes. He approached him and asked his name. Hamu shyly shared his life story, his carefree lifestyle, and his unhealthy romantic relationships. The Buddha listened with patience and compassion, then said, "Hamu, you are wasting your vital energy. Vital energy is not only a part of life, but also a sacred source of energy that can create new life and influence the future. Every time you engage in sexual activity without responsibility, you are not only wasting your energy, but also harming potential lives that could be created from your seeds." These words left Hamu astonished. He had never considered that his vital energy was so important. He asked the Buddha, "What should I do then? Should I completely abstain from sexual activity?" The Buddha smiled and said, "Sexual activity is natural and beautiful when conducted within the bounds of love, respect, and responsibility. You should not squander your seeds on meaningless and frivolous encounters. Instead, seek a genuine relationship where you can share your love and life values with another." The Buddha's teachings were like a light illuminating Hamu's mind. He decided to change his life, no longer chasing after superficial relationships. He began to search for a true partner who could share the values and ethical principles he had learned from the Buddha. The meaning of vital energy. Vital energy carries a deeper significance than merely being physical energy. In Buddhism, it is seen as a part of our inner life force, capable of creating change, growth, and creativity. Every action and decision related to vital energy can have a profound impact on our mind and our lives. When we use vital energy wisely, we can move towards spiritual maturity, inner peace, and personal development. Responsibility in managing vital energy. The Buddha emphasizes that managing vital energy requires responsibility and self-awareness. Instead of wasting vital energy on temporary and meaningless actions, the Buddha advises us to use this energy to build genuine relationships, practice meditation, and pursue ethical actions. This not only helps us maintain mindfulness, but also contributes to creating good karma and positively influencing our future. Vital energy should be used with love and responsibility. The Buddha teaches that vital energy should be directed towards meaningful actions that benefit both ourselves and others. For instance, in romantic relationships, demonstrating respect and genuine love rather than seeking temporary gratification is a responsible way to use vital energy. Revised story section. Even though Hamu ceased engaging in unhealthy sexual activities, he still felt a profound sense of emptiness and loneliness. Finding a true partner was not as easy as he had anticipated, and he began to doubt his ability to find genuine love, feeling disheartened. One day, as he was strolling around the village, he encountered a woman struggling to carry a heavy load. Hamu immediately went to her aid, helping her with the burden and engaging in conversation as they worked together. Through their dialogue, Hamu discovered that the woman shared his values and principles. They felt a deep connection and decided to embark on a sincere and meaningful relationship. As their relationship grew, Hamu realized that the true value of sexuality was not merely in the physical act, but in expressing love and responsibility within a relationship. He was grateful for the Buddha's advice, which had guided him to this point in his life. Years passed, and Hamu and his partner had a beautiful son. They raised him with love, respect, and responsibility, instilling in him the values and principles Hamu had learned from the Buddha. Hamu felt immense gratitude for his life, knowing that he had made the right decision by listening to and applying the Buddha's teachings. Hamu continued to attend the Buddha's teachings and learned more about the Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path, and how to apply them in daily life. He realized that living an ethical and spiritual life was not easy, but it was the only path to finding true happiness and inner peace. He understood that every action and thought could generate karma, and living rightly was the way to improve karma and create a better future. Transformation of vital energy. When we apply the Buddha's teachings to the management of vital energy, we find that this transformation not only benefits ourselves, but also positively impacts those around us. This transformation requires diligence in practice and patience. Through this process, we not only achieve inner peace, but also become sources of inspiration for others, helping them recognize the value and responsibility of managing their own vital energy. Ultimately, the Buddha's teachings on vital energy serve as an important reminder that every aspect of life, from the smallest actions to the largest decisions, can lead to enlightenment and inner tranquility. By living responsibly and using vital energy wisely, we contribute to personal growth and collective happiness. As Hamu aged, he became a respected member of the community. People admired his wisdom and guidance. He became a mentor for young men facing similar issues to those he had once encountered. He shared the Buddha's teachings with them, hoping to inspire them to live more responsible and ethical lives. One day, while meditating, Hamu experienced a profound vision of the Buddha. The Buddha appeared before him and said, "Hamu, you have done well. You have lived a life of ethics and spirituality and inspired others to do the same. But your journey is not yet complete. There is still much to learn, experience, and give. Continue to be diligent in your practice and share your wisdom with others." Hamu felt filled with joy and gratitude. He knew that the Buddha's teachings would continue to guide him throughout his life. He felt content as he reflected on his journey, from a life of indulgence to one of meaning and responsibility. As his time on earth drew to a close, Hamu faced his departure without fear. He had lived a fulfilling life and knew he had made a positive impact on the world. On his deathbed, he gathered his family and friends, recounting his journey and how the Buddha's teachings had transformed his life. He urged them to continue his legacy by living an ethical and spiritual life and sharing the Buddha's teachings with others. Hamu's story is not only a journey from confusion to enlightenment, but also a profound lesson on the importance of living a responsible and ethical life. He began with boundless desires and a life of indulgence, but through the Buddha's teachings, he realized that every action has a significant impact, not just on oneself, but on others and one's future. For those on the path to enlightenment, this story is an important reminder of patience and perseverance. The spiritual journey is not always easy, and self-transformation requires time, effort, and persistence. However, the difficulties and challenges along this path are opportunities for learning and growth. Remember that enlightenment is not just a destination, but an ongoing journey. Every action and thought can create karma, and living rightly is the way to improve karma and create a better future. By applying the principles of the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path in daily life, we can move toward inner tranquility and true peace. And I, Buddha's teachings, hope that each daily story of the Buddha will assist us on the path to enlightenment. Let us bring what we have learned into our daily lives, live a meaningful life, and assist those around us. I will always accompany you on the path of practice. Let us overcome challenges together and find inner light.